We first went back 2,000 years. We used a temperature reconstruction from the peer-reviewed literature that relied on a worldwide sample of high-quality proxy data, but specifically avoided using tree ring records to steer clear of the controversies around whether they are accurate at recording temperatures. And we picked 2,000 years ago, not because of something odd about the climate 2 millennia ago that might skew things in a skeptical direction, but because it's a round number that's random with regard to climate. And what a difference you get. We used the year 1908 as the base reference. So anything colder than conditions in that year is blue, and the colder, the darker blue, while anything warmer is red, and the warmer, the brighter red.
By the way, CBS did a similar one, but it incorporated Michael Mann's hockey stick, so there was no medieval warm period, and once again, it made it seem that something strange is happening today. In their account, we were heading slowly but inexorably back into a chill glaciation, and then an amazing warming started around 1900, which is already a bit suspicious from the alarmist point of view, because significant human emissions of greenhouse gases don't really kick in then. But it gets worse. As you see, ours tells a different tale, in which the Little Ice Age was brutally cold, but what we're seeing today is just a return to medieval warm period conditions. Conditions that, whatever else they may have been, were not a time of climate crisis. They weren't even a period of extreme weather. If anything, the reverse is true. And certainly polar bears, coral reefs, and other nice stuff didn't go extinct at that time, nor did horrors swarm. And in case you're tempted to say, yeah, well, what about the Black Death? Please remember that it struck after the weather started to turn blue, causing crop failure, hunger, and weakened human immune systems. Still, Michael Mann says, tut-tut, no medieval warm period.
There's one more chart to show you, which is the lower tropospheric temperature record since 1979 from the University of Alabama in Huntsville. This time, the baseline is January 2000, so warmer months are yellow and red, and cooler months are blue. At first glance, this looks pretty alarming, as the entire post-2000 interval is solid red. But January 2000 just happens to have been somewhat cool. What if we pick January 2002 as the baseline, which was very close to the average temperature for the entire 1990 to 2020 interval? Then we get a very different picture. This version doesn't look like anything unusual is happening in the 21st century, though a couple of recent years were warm. So remember, it's exactly the same data as before. We just changed the color scheme.